Big hello to the BEpic community. I'm so happy, enthusiastic to be here speaking to you about an amazing product. We've had the great fortune to work with your R&D team and build a technology that I think is going to change a lot of lives. We're going to talk about REGENER8. REGENER8 is the product of the moment that has come out of our biologic laboratory. Later on, once we finish the presentation on the technologies, we'll run you through our laboratory where our drug research takes place, where we actually study the pharmacology of natural medicines using drug research that's commonly executed in the allopathic medical field. And so what we're trying to accomplish with this research is to demonstrate the pharmacology and the activity of novel variants of these natural compounds, so that, one, we can deliver to you a protected compound that you can sell to the marketplace, but also one that has a justified and verified scientific basis for the mechanism by which it works. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and what we've done to generate the REGENER8 product for you that is absolutely life-changing. Our original studies with the technology have shown us that this will actually deliver results that you've never experienced before. If you're age 35 to 50, the effect you'll feel within a day or two is profound, life-changing, anti-aging, performance enhancement, all these things wound up into one product. So REGENER8 is our anti-aging, anti-inflammation product. It helps to, it improves or supports a more effective and more appropriate inflammatory response while protecting your tissues. And the beautiful thing is, it's a pharmacology, a biological activity that you will feel within a couple of hours after taking it. So let's run through the activity of this product and what it entails and how it's going to improve lives. So REGENER8 is designed with the intention of improving the body's aging process. Now, inflammation is the core chemistry of every disease, and so we're basically leaning on the inflammatory cascade, inflammation, to improve how your body responds to your environment, how it responds to aging, how it responds to your food intake, your workouts, your level of activity. So what we're going to do is take you today and revert your recovery potential to how it was when you were 19, 20, 22 years of age. So if you're 50 today, we're going to start reversing your biological age if you take this product daily with a scientific basis to support the claims. So we're going to relieve joint pain, we're going to improve the body's ability to recover from physical work, we're going to protect the brain from inflammation and deleterious effects of the environment, we're going to improve remodeling of the bone tissue. All these things happen when we help manage inflammation in the body, and REGENER8 is designed to do this, and we'll show you just how. So the main impetus in REGENER8's pharmacology comes from our novel curcumin BEpic. Now, curcumin you've heard of. Turmeric is the spice that curcumin is extracted from. We'll talk a little bit about how we differentiate our technology and how your product is so different than anything you've seen in the marketplace. But curcumin is out in the marketplace today, and I'll show you how curcumin BEpic, our trademarked and patent-protected technology, is very different than anything you've seen before. And what we've done is coupled it to collagen, because collagen is a very important protein in the body. It's like the glue that holds your tissues together and gives elasticity to your tendons, to your connective tissue, to your skin, and in fact, you know, the aging process by which the body begins to degrade starts with the oxidation and degradation of the connective tissue, and that's how our skin starts to wrinkle as we age. So we're going to help preserve the connective network of the connective tissue built basically on the foundation of collagen. And we do that in two ways: by supporting an anti-inflammatory or improved inflammatory response in the body through this curcumin BEpic, but also through an antioxidant level, an ORAC value that you've never seen before. So the ORAC value, or the antioxidant capacity of the BEpic, exceeds any curcumin in the marketplace. For example, curcumin can range between 4,500 ORAC value to about 9,000 ORAC. And ORAC is the oxygen radical absorption capacity. It's a measure with, it's a metric that we use to measure the antioxidant capacity of a substance. So curcumin typically ranges between 4,500 and 9,000, but curcumin BEpic is at 6 million per gram. 6 million per gram. It just, nothing in the marketplace compares to what we have in terms of the antioxidant potential, which preserves your tissues, your body, your brain, your heart, your arteries, and you'll feel the difference that I'm talking about when you take this product. So coupled to collagen, collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It is the glue, like I said, that holds together bone matrix, that holds together your connective tissue, and it tends to decline in terms of the compositional structure as well as the content and volume in your body, and that's what tends to degrade tissue as you age and create vulnerability to muscle tears, tendon tears, to bone density loss and things like that. So we'll talk about what that means. Let me tell you where I'm coming from. I've been doing research in the medical field and the pharmaceutical field for almost 28 years, maybe 28 years. So what my focus has been, it's been in the natural space, and you know, we have a little bit of a controversy that goes on between the medical field and the naturopathic or natural space, and the challenges we face are because medicine does not really teach nutrition and nutraceutical technology. And so, you know, I have basically initialized an effort at Biologic to bring science to the nutraceutical space, but to execute the research in the way that the pharmaceutical industry executes the research. And the reason why we do this is because if we're able to show reliable results with natural products using pharmaceutical and allopathic medical research, then the allopathic medical field cannot refute the outcome, the results, the pharmacology that we're demonstrating, because we're using the same technologies, the same methodologies in the research to show that our product works just like a lot of their drugs without the side effects. And that's the objective here. That's what I've committed to, and that's what Biologic has been guided to execute. So I myself I'm a former bodybuilder. I've been Mr. Vancouver, Mr. British Columbia, Mr. Western Canada, Mr. Canada, and Mr. North America, IFBB Leader North America. I won that in Los Angeles many years ago. I still work out to stay fit, so a lot of these substances we use and we study, I use myself. And you know, I have a personal impetus that drives me to study anti-inflammatory activity, because I've got ulcerative colitis, where I was diagnosed when I was about 24 or 25, and that set in motion my direction and my personal story to overcome these diseases that are inflammatory. And like I said before, every single disease that we face is characterized or driven by the chemistry of inflammation. So if we help control inflammatory activity within the body, we help control and take the edge off disease. In fact, with some of them, we help relieve them altogether. So that is the reason why we focus on formulating products that have a central core of activity that's anti-inflammatory or supports improved inflammatory response. Let me talk to you a little bit about BEpic and what makes it different. BEpic is my brainchild, and something that, you know, I've worked on for, honestly, it's got to be about 19 years in terms of the research to demonstrate the activity that is so different than any other curcumin. There are 4 published papers in the medical journal. So when you're out there talking to people about BEpic, and if you can't deliver the message you want to be able to deliver, don't worry about the technology, don't worry about the science, just talk about basic principles we'll talk about in a moment, but know that there are 4 research papers that speak to the technology that we've discovered, the technology that we've developed, and they are peer-reviewed. So these are not papers that I've written and said, okay, here's my opinion. These are papers that I've written based on our research that has scientific basis and scientific facts, but then are peer-reviewed to be published in these medical journals. So there's 2 there, and 2 more that are recently published. We had to hold back these last 2 because we filed patents in relation to our technology, and we had to hold back the discovery. These were published only 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, but you'll see them, and we can send you links so that you can utilize this. But just know that what you are using, what you are advocating, is based on real, tangible science that has been run in our laboratory. And again, I'll show you what we do downstairs in terms of the drug research in a little while. But know that it's peer-reviewed in the medical journals. So as I've said, inflammation is the core chemistry of every disease. So when you take these technologies that have the curcumin BioBDMC in it as the core or platform, you're going to feel a very profound anti-inflammatory effect. And what do you feel? Well, there's pain relief, there's swelling relief, and with that also becomes, you tend to establish an improved energy. So the thing to keep in mind is that, even aging, as we age, we know that we tend to become stiffer. We can't really wake up in the morning after a long day of physical work and get up and you're fine. No, not like when you were 20 years old. You get up and you're feeling a little stiff in the hips, the knees, the joints. This is all a function of inflammation that results from the physical work the day before. And so what's different than when you're 30, 40, 50 years old versus when you're 20? The thing that's different is an oxidative factor in our cells that actually changes how certain proteins work and how they interact with your genes to make these cytokines or these inflammatory proteins. And oxidation plays a huge role in that. Oxidation causes a looseness amongst these proteins. I'm going to show you this in a moment. And that looseness results in the protein leaving the cytosol and going to your genes, where the promoter of the gene then connects with this protein. It's called a transcription factor, and it makes all these cytokines that are responsible for creating the inflammatory response. When you're older, the connection between the inhibitory or the protective feature in the cell is looser because of oxidation, and it leaves with a milder impetus. So an injury that may not have been that intense, a physical work that's not intense, and still that protein leaves to create inflammation. But when you're younger, the bond between the protein that's inhibiting this transcription factor is very strong. And it's strong because there's less oxidation in the cell. Because when you're younger, your body produces endogenous or internal antioxidants more proficiently. And therefore, your ability to control inflammation when you encounter mild influences in the body, it's more profound when you're younger. You're just better able to recover, better able to prevent the inflammatory cascade from it being executed. So aging plays a big role, and what we're doing by improving the bond in the protein, the inhibitory and the transcription factor, is we're actually reversing the aging process from that standpoint. It's a very simple mechanism, but it's one that's taken 20 years to discover, and it's a mechanism that showed us why BioBDMC works to treat my condition and to treat other conditions that we've shown amazing results in.